Hello and welcome to Bloodsport MMA.
Assalamu alaikum Malara.
Who will be the champion by the end of 2023 in each division in the UFC? Find it out in this video. My first ever video was exactly this topic. Who will be champion by the end of 2022? I can say I was not really right with my picks, but the reaction video to this video, to the first video back then, will come with Mr. Belandi. Unfortunately, Mr. Belandi has a very busy schedule, which is why he's not here today, and I'm doing this alone, but videos with him will come again. So I'm gonna give you my picks, who will be the champion by the end of 2023 in all weight divisions. We will just cover the men's weight divisions, because otherwise it's going too long, this video, and I think this is what most people really care about, the men's divisions. So let's start with the small boys.
Too small, too small.
Flyweight. If you know me, you know that I like juicy picks. I don't like to just go for the current champion and be like, yeah, he will reign, he will reign, he will reign. I go with Alexandre Pantoja, however you want to call him. He's currently ranked number 3, I think. He's on a 3-5 winning streak, and I think even finishing streak. He just absolutely manhandled Alex Perez in his last fight. He's as good as he gets. I think he's 30, 31, something like this, so in his prime. Fast, explosive, well-rounded, great jiu-jitsu. He fought both Figueiredo and Moreno. Went to decision with both guys, and normally you don't go to decisions with Figueiredo, he finished you if you lose. He lost the decision to Figueiredo, won the decision against Brandon Moreno, and I believe that whoever wins now in Brazil between these two guys, Figueiredo and Moreno, that Pantoja will get the next title shot and will win against whoever is a champion, and will still be the champion by the end of 2023. That's my pick. The Bantamweight division. That's a tough one because it depends on many circumstances. I pick Aljamain Sterling if he does not move up, because the possibility of him moving up to 145 is definitely there, with his good friend Merab trading the title and him being very heavy for the weight division and stuff. If he will not move up to 145, I believe he'll reign the title. I believe he beats Sean O'Malley. I root for Sean O'Malley, I hope he wins, but I just believe he's so good in his game, so good at taking people to the ground and keeping them there and submitting them. Sean can knock him out, but I just go with a safe pick here. I go with what I think. My heart tells me Sean O'Malley or Henry Cejudo, but my brain tells me Aljamain. Against Henry will be such a tough fight. Could go either way, but I just feel like Henry has been out for a while. He's old.
I'm old.
Especially for the small weight divisions. In the tall big weight divisions, if you're old, that's not too big of a problem. If you're 36, I think he's 36, you're not too old yet. But in the small weight divisions, normally with 36, you are not on that level anymore of the 30-year-olds. And I believe Henry Cejudo has the tools to beat everyone on this planet in this division. But I feel like Aljamain will shock the world once again. People will probably say, now he beats Henry. Henry was out for 3 years, then he beats Sean O'Malley. Sean O'Malley's just a striker. They will always hate him, but you cannot hate on how good he is. He's as good as it gets, especially on the ground. The human backpack, and I believe he will be still the champion by the end of the year. Then we have the Featherweight division. Also there, I have to say, I don't see anyone winning against Volk this year, because you have Emmett against Yair fighting for the interim. Volk fights for the lightweight title. If he wins or not, he will definitely come back and defend the featherweight title, which will probably be by the middle of the year. So he will fight either Yair or Josh Emmett, and I believe he beats both of them clearly. Yair is very dangerous, but I believe Volk's still better and will beat him. By the end of the year, I can see Arnold Allen being a threat. I personally believe Arnold Allen 2024 champion is definitely possible, but I just have a feeling that 2023 no one will be able to beat Volk yet. Also, Ilia Topuria, of course, someone to look out for, but that, of course, in the future.
Is the future? Yes.
So, Volk still a champ by the end of 2023. Lightweight division. This is very interesting. I have a choose one for you here. I have to say Islam is very dominant. I would not be surprised at all if Islam stays the champ at lightweight for many years to come. Honestly, because he has all the tools in the world. I just believe the dark horse of the division that gets pushed to the side by the UFC all the time, that deserves that fight since a long time. Beneil Dariush. If there's a guy to beat Islam, it's Beneil. I don't say he will beat him 100%, but I predict Beneil Dariush will, whoever wins between Volk and Islam, will probably have to fight another fight, which is totally insane. He deserves a title shot since a long time, but let's say he fights Charlie Olives or Poirier. These are the two fights he's calling for in June, July, March, whatever, like first half of the year. And then the second half of the year, he will get the title shot undeniably and will win against whoever is champion and Beneil Dariush and new by the end of 2023. Welterweight. Kind of a shark tank right now, I have to say. Welterweight is one of the most competitive divisions at the moment, which was not the case a few years ago. Guys like Colby, Kamaru, Leon, Khamzat, probably even Shafkat, even though he's still coming up, but they're all possibilities to be possible options for champion by the end of the year. Also Burns, you can never count out Burns. I just have a feeling that the Borts, Khamzat Chimaev, will, whoever wins between Leon and Kamaru, if that fight even happens, I believe he beats Leon, I believe he beats Kamaru, I believe Colby is probably the hardest matchup for him. Colby will be a tough one. I would be very happy to see Colby a champion by the end of the year, honestly. I would be very happy for him. But I believe that Khamzat will get the shot, will win, and by the end of the year will still be the champion and new in the welterweight division. And then when Shafkat and these guys come, it gets dangerous. But until now, he's, in my opinion, the guy that will be champion by the end of the year. Middleweight division. Bo Nickel. No, I'm joking. Bo Nickel, definitely a threat for everyone, but didn't have a fight yet in the UFC, so we gotta chill out on him, right? Middleweight division, you have Izzy, Poatan, Robert Wiedeke. You have Bohachinha. I strongly believe that it's Bobby Knuckles time. Robert Whittaker, he's still, for me, the most well-rounded guy in the UFC together with Volk. So good everywhere, can beat everyone. Izzy is just a deadly matchup for him. I believe he's even better than Izzy, but Izzy's style is just causing him problems. It's like the worst style that he could face. Other than Izzy, I don't see anyone beating Whittaker. I believe Whittaker kills Poatan. Of course, Poatan can knock everyone out, but I believe Whittaker wins against Poatan. Whittaker wins even against Chimaev probably if he wants to come up. And I believe because now Izzy is beaten, this changes the whole dynamic. I even believe that if Whittaker faces Izzy again, he will win. The last time was very close. I scored it for Whittaker. Very close fight, and he saw now Izzy got beaten. Finally. I believe Whittaker, the Reaper, Bobby Knuckles will be the champion by the end of 2023, and I will be utterly happy to see that. I love this guy.
I love you!
The light heavyweight division collision. In my opinion, one of the less stacked divisions in the UFC. There are good names, but most of them are old. Are in UFC since a long time. Like, it's not a shark tank for me. There's guys like Rakic, of course, who's injured, or names like Yiri that are new blood, young blood, and Jamal Hill and these guys. But you know what I mean? It's not. This division is not giving me any kind of kick. It's not like the welterweight division, shark tank, bantamweight division, Umar Nurmagomedov, all these guys like crazy up and comers. light heavyweight is like, I don't know. But it's competitive. And the division, since Jon Jones left, changed the title changed hands all the time. And I believe it will continue to change hands, even though I believe it will go to old hands, because I think whoever wins, Glover or Jamal Hill in January, by the end of the year, whoever is champion by then, by the end of the year, I believe Yuri comes back. And Jamal Hill has a chance of beating Yuri for sure, Glover as well. But I believe Yuri will come back and regain a throne. I really believe that. Because end of the year is a very possible time frame for Yuri to come back, right, from the shoulder injury. And he, of course, will get the immediate title shot because he just vacated his belt, he didn't lose it. And I believe whoever has it, he takes it from him and will be end new or end still, however you want to call it, by the end of 2023. I still hope for Anthony Smith. That was my pick last year, and I still hope it will happen. And I think it's possible. I mean, Anthony Smith is the backup fighter for UFC 283 title fight. If someone pulls out, he will fight for the title either way. But no matter who wins this fight, it's definitely possible Anthony Smith gets the next shot if Yuri is still injured. Because if I'm the backup fighter, I'm telling the UFC, I'm the backup fighter, I will get the next shot. Otherwise, why am I the backup? Chandler was the backup for Khabib Gaethje. Yeah, Khabib Gaethje got the next title shot. Volk was the backup for Islam Charles, got the next title shot. If I'm Anthony Smith, I'm like, bruv. Especially if Jamal Hill wins. If Glover wins, it's hard to sell the rematch there with Anthony coming off a loss, even though for me it's not a loss because he got injured.
Doctor stoppage! Tell him doctor stoppage!
But if Jamal wins, he was scheduled to fight Jamal Hill either way. So if Jamal wins, I believe he gets a title shot, Anthony Smith, and will fight him in like mid of the year. And I really see Anthony Smith outsmarting Jamal, because Jamal, of course, is more dynamic, more fast, more powerful. But Smith is so well-rounded. He's so good on the ground. He's so smart in the cage with his decisions. He had a couple of tough losses, yes, but people still underestimate how good he is, and he has so much experience. He has like 50 fights or something. And he could even, you know what I mean? It's even possible, I don't say I predict it, it's even possible that he could beat Yuri if he fights against Yuri. He could also beat Glover if they fight again. I believe Anthony Smith is a guy that can win against everyone at the moment. I don't say he will win against everyone, but I say he has a potential to win against everyone. And I would really, really, really be happy for him, because he could have been champion back then when Jones kneed him to the head. He refused it, he stayed with his pride, which I respect highly, and continued fighting. And I will be so happy for him to see him as a champion. The big boys, hang with the boys. Heavyweight division collision. Why do I always say that? Probably because of UFC 4, because John Anik says that in the commentary there. Anyhow, heavyweight division. I have to say, I believe I'm a little bit unsure, but I believe Jon Jones. Because Jon Jones had his problems with bigger guys in the light heavyweight division, and in the heavyweight division people will be even bigger and he won't have his famous reach advantage, at least not too much anymore, and will definitely cause him some problems, 3 years off and everything. But Ngannou can catch him and knock him out 100%. But Jones and Ngannou, difference in the wrestling, there's levels to this. There's really levels to this. Ngannou might have improved, but bro, Jon Jones wrestling, a guy that took DC down. I mean, DC would slam Ngannou, you know what I mean? And I believe Jon Jones takes Ngannou down and just manhandles him on the ground. I really believe that. And also Ciryl Gane. Ciryl Gane is the better kickboxer. Ciryl Gane is one of the most dangerous matchups for Jon Jones. But also there, if Ngannou can take you down and keep you down, Jon Jones can as well. Tommy Aspinall is the most dangerous fight for Jon Jones, in my opinion. People might say Curtis Blades, but I believe Jon Jones is levels above Curtis Blades in stand-up. Tommy Aspinall is the most well-rounded guy in the heavyweight division right now. but he's still injured and I don't believe he will get an immediate title shot, which means he will probably fight by the end of the year or something against anyone for a title eliminator, and then 2024 probably champion, I will predict. But for this year, I'll stick with John Jones. I believe he beats Ngannou, and he beats whoever comes after Ngannou, of all these top 3 guys, for his first defense. I really hope that this happens. I really hope that John Jones will be the heavyweight champion. I miss John Jones a lot in the cage. Hope he comes back, everything works out how he plans. And that's it, guys. These are my champion predictions for 2023. Write in the comments, what are your predictions? Who do you think will be champion? Roast me for Anthony Smith. Roast me for whatever you want. But if you roast me, write it in the comments, guys. I would appreciate that. Like this video, stay tuned for all the future videos by subscribing to the channel, and see you in the next one, guys. Bye-bye. Bloodsport out. Eat your vegetables. I nearly forgot that. Bloodsport out.
Eat your vegetables.